Virginia's real estate industry does not want you to see this video because the entire brand is Washington suburbs and $800,000 townhouses, and meanwhile the western third of this state is selling forested mountain land for $2,500 an acre, owner financed at $149 a month, no bank, no credit check, in hollows where your nearest neighbor is a ridgeline away. Today I'm counting down 12 off-grid Virginia towns where you can live for almost nothing, and the anchors on this list are absurd. A town literally named Appalachia, where the average home costs $48,574. A town that flooded so many times it physically picked itself up and moved, putting its Walmart on top of a parking deck. A county so famous for off-grid homesteading that people have been arriving with solar panels and goats since the 1970s. And a mountain community where your property line might border wild ponies. One honest warning before we start, and it's the most important sentence in this video. In the coalfield counties, mineral rights are often severed from the land, meaning someone else may own what's under your feet and the legal right to come get it, so read every deed twice. Now hit that subscribe button, because I read the fine print so your homestead doesn't become a mine entrance. Let's count it down. Number 12, South Boston. South Boston sits in Southside Virginia's old tobacco country, where the rolling farmland between the towns sells cheap, cleared or wooded, often with road frontage, and homes in town list at prices Northern Virginia commuters would assume are typos. The tobacco auctions that built the handsome brick downtown are gone, but the bones remain, along with a speedway that's hosted NASCAR legends, and a river, the Dan, that gave the town its flood lessons early. Southside is the forgotten quadrant of Virginia. No mountains, no beach, no interstate glamour, which is exactly why the land here never learned to be expensive. Number 11, Dryden. Dryden is an unincorporated community in Lee County, Virginia's westernmost county, wedged so deep into Appalachia that Lexington, Kentucky is closer than Richmond by 2 hours. Farmhouses with acreage here trade at prices that make homesteaders do the math twice. The community is tight-knit and unpretentious, and regional employers keep it practical for working families, not just remote workers. Lee County runs on handshakes, church suppers, and the kind of quiet that city people pay therapists to approximate. Dryden doesn't advertise. It doesn't need to. The people who find it were looking hard. Number 10, Pocahontas. Pocahontas, in Tazewell County, was one of the great coal boom towns of the 1880s, a place so flush it built an opera house, and its seam was so legendary that the coal was displayed at the 1893 World's Fair. Today a few hundred people remain among the brick storefronts, and homes here sell for the price of a used truck. The town's centerpiece is the Pocahontas Exhibition coal mine, where you can walk into the actual mountain through the original seam, 13 feet tall, and understand in one glance what built and emptied this entire region. Pocahontas is a museum you can live in, and the mortgage is a rounding error. Number 9, Grundy. Grundy, the seat of Buchanan County, is the town that got tired of drowning. After generations of catastrophic floods from the Lavisa Fork, including the devastating 1977 flood, Grundy did something almost no American town has ever done. It moved. In a roughly $200 million project with the Army Corps, the town blasted a bench into the mountainside, relocated its downtown across the river, and famously put its new Walmart on top of a multi-story parking deck, safely above the floodplain. Homes and land in the surrounding hollows are among the cheapest in the state. The law school in town adds a strange collegiate wrinkle, and the whole place stands as a monument to Appalachian stubbornness. The river kept coming. Grundy left the argument. Number 8, St. Paul. St. Paul sits on the Clinch River in Wise County, and it is the proof of concept for the coalfield's second act. The Clinch is, by scientific consensus, the most aquatically biodiverse river in North America, home to more rare freshwater mussels and fish than anywhere on the continent, and St. Paul rebuilt its economy around it, with kayaking, the Spearhead ATV trail system roaring through the old mine lands, and a restored boutique hotel on Main Street that would look at home in a city 10 times its size. Homes remain cheap, the river remains world-class, and the town remains 400 people who figured out the future 5 years before their neighbors. If you're still watching, the top 7 is where the banjos and the bargains both get serious, so hit that like button, because the algorithm should meet Ralph Stanley. Number 7. Hasey. Hasey, population under 500, is the gateway to Breaks Interstate Park, the 5-mile, 1,650-foot deep gorge they call the Grand Canyon of the South, carved by the Russell Fork where Virginia and Kentucky share a park because the canyon refused to pick a state. Dickinson County land sells in the $2,500 to $6,000 per acre range, among the cheapest on the East Coast, and the terrain that kept the railroads out for a century now keeps the prices down for you. Living in Hasey means a canyon for a backyard, elk herds reintroduced to the ridges, and a volume of stars the East Coast isn't supposed to have anymore. Number 6. Clintwood. Clintwood is the Dickinson County seat, and it holds the shrine, the Ralph Stanley Museum, honoring the county's own Dr. Ralph Stanley, the banjo patriarch of mountain music whose voice on "O Death" haunted the entire country after "O Brother, Where Art Thou?" This is the heart of the Crooked Road, Virginia's heritage music trail, where the picking on a Friday night porch is better than most cities' ticketed shows. Homes in Clintwood list at Coalfield prices. The hollows around it hide farms that haven't changed since the Stanleys were boys, and the soundtrack is free, live, and better than yours. Number 5. Big Stone Gap. Big Stone Gap is the coalfield town that became a bookshelf. Novelist Adriana Trigiani set her beloved series here and filmed the movie on location. John Fox Jr. wrote The Trail of the Lonesome Pine here a century earlier, and the town has staged that story as Virginia's official outdoor drama every summer since 1964, the longest running in the state. Behind the literary fame is a genuinely affordable mountain town, homes under 6 figures, a rails-to-trails path, and the June Tolliver House pouring history for free. Big Stone Gap got famous twice and never got expensive, which might be the single rarest achievement in American real estate. Number 4. Damascus. Damascus calls itself Trail Town, USA, and it has the receipts. The Appalachian Trail runs directly down its main street, the Virginia Creeper Trail, a 34-mile rails-to-trails masterpiece, rolls through town, and every May the town of 800 explodes to 20,000 for trail days, the biggest celebration of hiking in America, complete with a hiker parade and water gun gauntlet. Homes here cost a fraction of what any comparable trail town in Colorado charges. The surrounding national forest is functionally your estate, and the local economy runs on boots, bikes, and pancakes. If your retirement plan is a trail map, Damascus already built the town for you. Number 3. White Top and Mouth of Wilson. These two specks in Grayson County sit higher than any communities in Virginia, on the shoulders of Mount Rogers and White Top Mountain, the state's 2 tallest peaks, in a landscape of spruce, fog, and open balds that feels airlifted from another latitude. Grayson Highlands State Park next door is famous for its herd of wild ponies, introduced decades ago to graze the balds, who will inspect your backpack with zero shame. Land in Grayson County trades in the same $2,500 to $6,000 per acre range as the coal fields, but the product is different. High elevation pasture and forest, cool summers, maple syrup festivals in March, and the crooked road fiddling at the Mouth of Wilson General Store. It is the cheapest alpine lifestyle east of the Rockies, guarded by ponies. Number 2. Floyd. Floyd is the off-grid capital of Virginia, and it has held the title for 50 years. This one stoplight county seat in the Blue Ridge began attracting back to the landers in the 1970s, and they never stopped coming. Homesteaders, artists, and intentional communities scattered across the plateau on land that still trades between $3,500 and $8,000 an acre. The town's beating heart is the Floyd Country Store, where the Friday night jamboree has packed the floor with flatfoot dancers and string bands for decades. Farmers in overalls two-stepping next to software developers who cashed out and bought goats. Floyd proves the thesis of this entire video, that off-grid doesn't mean alone, because the county built an entire culture out of people who left the grid and found each other. The solar panels are new. The fiddle tunes are 200 years old. Both work fine. Number 1. Appalachia, The cheapest town in Virginia is literally named Appalachia, and I could not have invented that if I tried. This Wise County coal town, once a booming rail junction where multiple lines met to haul the region's coal out, is now a largely intact era town of the late 1800s and early 1900s, and according to a Go Banking Rates analysis of Zillow data, the average home here is valued at $48,574 against a national average of $367,711. Real listings back it up. A turnkey 3-bedroom for $65,000, another with 1,700 square feet for $45,000. The honest ledger, the coal jobs are gone, services are thin, the young people leave, and the mineral rights warning from the top of this video applies here more than anywhere. But the mountains are staggering, the trails and elk country are minutes away, the neighbors will know your name by Sunday, and a paid-off house at $48,000 changes the entire mathematics of a working life. The town is named after the mountains, the price is named after 1985. Both are real, and both are waiting. That's the list. 12 Virginia towns where the land costs less than a car, and the quiet costs nothing at all. If this video moved your escape plan into the mountains, subscribe, because next week I'm covering the towns where the land is nearly free, and the catch is the winter. Drop a comment with the hollow I missed, and I'll see you in the next one.